Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome once again in this conversation in which we are discussing these lives of great people that are described in the scriptures, and along with their lives, along with learning how they live their lives, how they influence people and are still inspiring millions and millions of lives today, we are learning gradually. We are on the pathway towards learning and simulating those teachings that are taught by their lives, by their divine characters. And through the way, we have come across on the path that we are now discussing about Sri Rama's life in forest. And now Bharata, his brother, has gone there to bring him back to the kingdom. And now what happens, what unfolds there, we would study in the rest verses. And in my previous conversations, we were learning about this particular word, Dharma. What is it? And while discussing about it, I said one thing, that it is one thing that never changes with time, with circumstances. Whatever the circumstance is in front of you, Dharma, your responsibility, your righteousness would never change. It remains static. It's never kinetic. It's always a static thing, like the rotation of Earth, like the revolution of planets, and everything that any system that we see around us that is not artificial, like the sun, the moon, the earth, the planets, everything around us and in us. Our body is running right now, and it runs all the time, and everything on this planet is just so scientifically balanced in a way. This is Dharma. And when we see in ourselves what is Dharma, then we say that the humanity in us is our responsibility. The righteousness in us is Dharma. And that always remains static. And how can we conclude to this fact that it is constant in every human being? So now you take any person who is so much, who always creates misdemeanors in the atmosphere, but when it comes to his family, when it comes to his sons, when it comes to his own family members, there he always tries to shower humanity. There he always swirls across the feelings of love, peace, liking people. So these are the initial characters of a person. These are the initial parameters of how our life should be, and that is Dharma. A good person can shower goodness everywhere. A person who has moral values in him, who respects humanity, will shower his brotherhood, his feeling of oneness everywhere. But a person who hates some people, who has apathy towards someone, can never be always apathetic towards everyone. So here we get this knowledge that the thing that remains static in any condition is Dharma. Goodness always remains static, but hate never remains static. You cannot hate all the people simultaneously. You may hate someone, but not the other person. But on the opposing to it, you can shower your love to everyone. You can shower your kindness to everyone. You can just give over your generosity to everyone. So this is Dharma. This is the real state of ourselves. And that is why Dharma is called the one that is static. And from this particular word, dharmic, in Sanskrit language, we get this word dharmic. The person who holds these characters, the one who holds all these behaviors in him, is called dharmic person, who has amassed all these qualities that are called dharma. And never in the world, never in anyone's life could this happen, that an Epicurean person has ever achieved salvation. That a person who has any sort of illness in him, who has any sort of, when I say illness, illness of mind, illness of thoughts, illness of emotions, whatever they are. So it can never happen that a person who has a little bit flaw in Dharma has ever achieved peace. So when I say you hold this, I mean to say that you hold it 100%. You hold it totally. Because many times I say this life requires 100% perfection. You are a person, you have relations with people. So your relations are 100%. You are brother of someone. You can never say that I am 99% your brother and 1% I'm not. No, you can never state this. So relations of this life happen 100%. The same way, every behavior, every work that we do in our lives, all of our actions that denote, that demonstrate our character, required to be 100% perfect. Then only would be able to say that we are characterful people, we are generous people, we are dharmic people. That's what this scripture says us. That's where our scripture denotes us. And this is the life of these great people that we are learning. They followed this principle of Dharma fully in their lives. They dedicated their lives to this ideology, towards practicing these actions, and that's why only then a person could become so great person that even after millions and millions of years we are listening their works, we are reading them, we are understanding them, we are learning every day in all of our conversations, we are learning something from these people's lives. Why? Because they live their life 100% perfectly. This is the teaching that their life is giving us every day, every moment that we learn their lives. And one more thing I would like to say here, that in today's society, whenever we say that this person is a religious person, the English terminology of this word Dharma, it somewhere goes around religiousness. So whenever any person says that this particular person is a religious person, how do we make our minds for a person to be said that he is a religious person? Today's ideology, that a person who always goes to temple, a person who always goes to church, a person who always goes to mosque, who always goes to any sort of place is called a religious person. No, it's not the way to understand what do we mean by this term religious. It's not the thing that a person does anything in his life and then he goes to church or temple or mosque anywhere, and he could be called a religious person. Being religious means you are aware of yourself. As I said, Dharma, it is made of the Sanskrit root Dudhaya Dharana Poshanayoho, the one which holds life, the one which protects soul, is called Dharma. So whatever activities that we are committing, that we are displaying through our lives, we should be concerned about our activities, that are our activities lifting us or downgrading us? If the activities of our life, if the actions of our lives are raising our life, are raising our good thoughts, good emotions, are raising the peacefulness in ours, then we would be able to say that we are religious people, that we are displaying such actions through our lives that is helping us, and as it helps us, the same way it helps other people in the society, in the community. So this is the real statement to understand what is Dharma, what does it mean to be a religious person. So being religious not only means that you go to some places to pray to God. God is everywhere, it is in you. What is required is how much action do you do which are parallel to godly actions. Then you'd be able to say, you'd be able to claim that I am a religious person, I am a dharmic person. And with the word religion, I always mean to say that this Hinduism, this Buddhism, this Jainism, Christianity, Islam, these are just, we have created these partitions among ourselves. The basic religion of every person is you are a human being. And you, every person, including everyone, me even, there is only one destiny of every person. The ways are different. So that real destiny of a person is the real religion of everyone. God is one. So when He is one, how could there be partition in His children? So there is no partition, there is no bifurcation among ourselves. We have created these dividing lines, border ourselves, among ourselves. So it should not be understood. We have gone through misinterpretation. That what is religion? Today, religion term has become a dividing line for people. No, it should be a line that connects people. That we all are equal and our destiny is equal. Only then we'd be able to shower whatever I say always brotherhood, oneness, coexistence, harmony, gratitude and generosity among our people, among our brothers and sisters, with this feeling. And this is the feeling that is conveyed, that is transmitted by these peoples, by this great people's life in this literature. And that is the reason why we are learning, why we are hearing, and why we are understanding the scripture. Because each and every verse, every line of the verse, every word of the verse is an exemplar of how we should lead our lives. And this is the utility of the scripture. So in the next verse, we're going to read that verse, and here it is said that Ramopi Paramodaraha Sumukhaha Sumahayashaha Na Chaichat Pituradeshat Rajyam Ramo Mahabalaha. So now Rama's brother Bharata is just pleading in front of him to understand him, he's pleading in front of Rama to make him to sort of understand him, his feelings, that my brother, come with me, and you are the real ruler of the kingdom, not me. Because in ancient times, the eldest son would become the king of the kingdom. It was the rule. So Bharata is giving him this suggestion. He is pleading in front of him that I am younger than you, and how, when you are here, when you are on this earth, how could I rule the kingdom? So the rule says this, and the regulations are like that. Everything, our ideologies, our teachings are like that. So when you are present on this earth, I cannot rule the kingdom. So you come with me and you rule the kingdom. But here is the character of Sri Rama that the sage tries to present in front of us, that whenever we get some types of allures in our lives, whenever we are lured by someone anyway, then we instantaneously tend towards them. Those thoughts, those emotions, and ultimately those thoughts and emotions lead us into doing a certain type of action that debilitate our existence, that deteriorate our entire nature. But here we see that Sri Rama is just standing like a stone on his principles, on his father's orders. He could have said, like, my father said me to go to exile. But when there is no anyone, my brothers are refusing to rule the kingdom, I should go there. And besides, Bharata is saying the true thing, that while eldest son is alive, he would be the king of the kingdom, and so it's my responsibility, it's my right that I should go there and rule the kingdom. But here through his life, Sri Rama is teaching us that the one thing that our responsibilities are greater than our rights. Sri Rama has the right to go to his kingdom and rule everyone, but his responsibilities, the orders of his father, he gives more importance to his elders' orders than the right he deserves. And today we see in our society, everywhere there is a chaos. There is just a turbulence among people towards right. I have the right to do this. I have the right to gain this. I am your son, so it's my right to handle over your property. I'm your student, so you teach me. I'm your disciple. I'm this, that, this, those, whatever. So every person is rushing towards right thing. I have the right to gain this, but does any person ever think about what responsibility do I have towards this person? Do any student ever think that what responsibility do I have towards my teacher? If every son starts thinking that what responsibility do I have towards my father, rather than always putting his mind towards what right I have, then how nice this world could become. Could you ever imagine this? So this is the knowledge, this is the information, this is the sacred knowledge that this scripture is giving us. That responsibility stays over rights. And it is depicted, it is transmitted to us by the real lives of people. Not only stories. It's not only a story, it's a historic thing. I always say it's a sacred history of ancient India, of what India looked like, what the real culture of India was, where people gave more importance to responsibilities than right, where they noted, where they stated the superiority of responsibility more than the superiority of right, where right was inferior than responsibility. And Sri Rama is showing that thing from his life. And there are several qualities of Rama. From the very first part of the scripture, we are going across the qualities of Rama. We are always swirling across the qualities of Rama. And here, with these three words, the sages again describing Rama in a significant, in an exponential way. So the first word, he says that he is paramodara, he is so generous. So this is a good quality of a person. Being generous to everyone, not only to limited number of people. Sri Rama is, the way he is generous to his father, the way he is generous to his mother, to his brothers, to his family members, the same way he is generous towards entire people, to all the people of his kingdom. And that is why every person, everyone wants Sri Rama to be the king. He is loved equally by all. And I always say that whatever you give to people, undoubtedly you'll get it back. This is the rule of nature. So when I say that you love people, when I say that you spread oneness among people, when I say that you start spreading brotherhood among people, I not say you to just give them away and then never come back to you. You give away brotherhood, you just transmit your feeling of harmony among people. You're doing good to yourself more than anyone else while doing this activity, because whatever you are doing, you're gonna pay off. These good qualities are gonna pay off, because whatever you cast on this nature, ultimately it comes upon you. So everyone is loving Sri Rama, everyone is wanting Sri Rama to be the king. That means he loves everyone. He likes everyone. He showers his generosity to everyone. That's why whatever he gives to people, the people are ready on the way to give him back. This is the thing, this is the information, I would say, this is the knowledge that this scripture is conveying us, that the narrator is trying to tilt our mind towards. And the second word, Sri Rama, is said sumukha, one who has a very elegant looks. And while I say he is described as sumukha, so what is the real beauty of a person? When I say this, the moment I said is what is the real beauty of a person, your mind would have struck towards one thing. The real beauty is the purity of a person. Everyone knows everything still, yet everyone just defies and defiance from the rules of nature. Why is it so? And a very simple example, very simple answer to this question is it's the normal nature of human being to fall down. So why not? Why should we not hurl away this nature, this bad nature of ourselves and start uplifting ourselves? If we don't uplift water through motors, it'll always fall down. Water has a tendency to fall downstream, but to raise it to a height, it requires power. It requires electricity. So the power is in us, electricity is in us, generator is this scripture, divine knowledge is the generator. So apply this generator to lift yourself up. So what I was saying, that what do you mean by when we speak this word sumukha? Every person, many people had good looks physically, but what is the real beauty of life? That you are a generous person. You are a person who has purity in him. When you are a pure person, that whatever physical look you have, you'll always be appreciated by people. You do it for a few months, you do it for a few days, for a few weeks, and you'd see the result of this action that you would possess in yourself. So here Sri Rama is described that he has a good look, he has a good heart, and that heart makes him sumukha. That heart, the good heart, the goodness of that heart gives him an elegant look. He is appreciated by everyone. He is renowned by everyone. He is awaited by everyone. And the last word, sage is saying sumahayasha. He has a great valor. His valor, his life is known to everyone as one of the greatest lives on earth. And that is why we are learning him today. Because we only learn the lives of great people or the worst people. So this is the life of great men and women. So this life, we should always understand these lives. We should always try to be parallel towards the lives of these people, because this is the way we could uplift ourselves. This is the only way. And the lives of these great people give us an itinerary to how to lead the life. Sometimes we want to do something, but we don't have the real knowledge how to do that. So where to gain the knowledge? What is the thing that yields us true knowledge of how should we lead our lives? Here is the answer. So irrespective of any foundations of religion, of caste, of cult, creed, culture, country, the scriptures, these divine knowledges are only for a human being. And as I said before, these dividing lines of religions, these dividing lines of countries cannot contain a human being from learning humanity. And these are the real scriptures, these are the real lives of people which give us true knowledge of how we should be. And we should always tilt towards these great knowledges to make ourselves as well as the life of this community a healthy life. So today we understood this scripture in a better way, and we resume our next conversation in the next class. So take care of yourselves and always tilt towards helping people. And in that way, you are ultimately, you're initially helping yourself. You should understand this. Thank you.